guys, my name is Carissa. This is the FatGirlFlow channel, and today we're going to do something a little different. What you are looking at behind me, back in there, is my very dirty pantry. When we moved in, we didn't really have a plan of attack for how to organize our pantry because we had never had a pantry before. So we've lived here a year in October, and it is time to organize it. I hate doing stuff like this. I hate organizing, but I love when it is done. It makes me feel so happy when it's done. It's just gotten out of control. So I'm gonna show you how I clean out my pantry. I'm gonna let you guys follow me through it, and I'll show you what I use to clean it out and what I use to organize it, and we'll go from there. This video is not gonna be about what I eat or what's in my pantry, but I might explain the divisions a little bit and show you like some of the things that we have that go in there. Our pantry is kind of an ever-rotating snack bar. I think that our pantry is where most of our food that we want to snack on goes. So like crackers, cookies, chips, like dried goods, stuff like that all go in there. But then like most of our meal food is refrigerator produce kind of food. We do have a couple things that Jay and I like really need out of our pantry. You'll see that there are 4 rows in the pantry. That top row, which is just above out of your sight, is not super reachable by Jay. Jay is 5'3", so we try to keep anything that we use a lot on the first 3 levels. You'll see that right now our spices and stuff are right there because obviously we cook with them frequently, so we need our spice rack to be right there. We also have bread down at the bottom. We have bread in a bread box. I don't really like breads and bagels and stuff. I just don't find myself eating them that much, but Jay is like a big sandwich maker and like loves to have a bagel with salmon on it in the mornings and stuff. So we do have a bread box in there. We also have a few appliances like an Instapot and an air fryer and just kind of, you know, like the adult shit that you get and you accumulate and then suddenly have nowhere to put it. We have that stuff. Fully adult. I really never saw myself as someone with a pantry. Now I have a pantry and no clue what to do with it. We also have things like our dog's food in there, and all of the dog bones and treats and stuff like that that we use go in our pantry. So we definitely have some organizing to do. To start, Jay and I just sat down and kind of looked at our pantry and decided what we wanted to do. We did make a chart because I knew that if I didn't write it out, then when I made labels, I'd forget something or I would place them incorrectly. So we talked about all of the different areas that we wanted like marked and labeled and what we thought would cover everything. One of the things that is in our pantry right now that is going to be leaving our pantry is going to be all of our drinks. We had been setting drinks in the pantry so that they weren't taking up a ton of space in the refrigerator. We're just going to move all of the sodas out to the garage, and we are looking to buy a refrigerator freezer so that we can keep everything out in the garage. We don't have a lot of booze, which is kind of nice because it means it doesn't have to take up space in the pantry. Okay, let's get started. So first things first, I had to empty everything out of the pantry. This is probably the most annoying part. There was some crud in our pantry that looked like liquid, and I have no idea how that happens. This is all dry goods, but we are definitely spraying out everything in the pantry. Don't worry, this in and out of focus won't last that long. I wanted to make sure I sprayed down all the shelves just because, like I said, I have lived here a year and have not cleaned this pantry. So it's a little nasty. My hair had to go up because I got a little hot moving around. But now it gets easier because since the bottom is done, now I can move things down to the bottom, clean underneath them, and put them back up. So it'll get a lot easier now. Also, you'll notice that I mean, maybe you don't notice, but I am sitting on a chair. I really, really encourage anyone who, like, if their back starts hurting or anything like that, like, don't feel like you can't find accessible ways to clean your stuff, because sitting down, taking your time, that's fine. We're gonna get it done no matter what, so let's just do it, you know? This is the part of our pantry where I feel like we have the most snacks. To be very honest, I feel a little bit vulnerable sharing this with the internet because I know that people can be like, oh my gosh, you eat so unhealthy. I feel like we have a very balanced relationship with all of our snacks. For those of you who will be very concerned with us having cosmic brownies and M&Ms, mind your business. Don't worry about us. I'm in eating disorder treatment and I don't need your help. Know what I mean? Okay, let's move on with this. Again, the first step of any of these is just to wipe down the shelf because it just gets grimy. This isn't, it's not supposed to be like beautiful. I didn't put contact paper in or anything like that. I did have to reference my chart because I'm going to need to know what I decided needs to go in different places. This is just the other side of that same shelf. This is the second shelf from the bottom, and it is where we're going to be putting most of our food because Jay can reach it easily. This is me just going through and figuring out if things have been used or if they're past their expiration date and putting them in the trash or a donation bin. Taking a little break for hydration. Never forget to hydrate while you're cleaning. This is basically a pantry closet, so no AC was coming my way, and it got a little bit steamy in there. This portion of the shelves that you're seeing is our dry goods. To the left, you can see just a little bit of our like chips and crackers section. We are getting started on the third row now. Again, it's kind of like a puzzle piece. I was moving things around and sorting them through till the very last minute. I had to wipe this down several times because it was sticky. Like, how are things getting sticky? Also, you'll notice that I have so many cans of pears because it's my favorite snack. Canned pears are maybe one of my favorite things. They just taste like childhood. This is that same shelf, but we have moved over to the spices and sauces section. I really needed to marry a lot of my spices or throw out the ones that were a little bit empty. Also, I could not wait to just organize them a little bit better, because sometimes you see a spice that you know you have and then you end up getting more at the grocery store, and I hate that. I just want to use what we have. I was able to lift up that little cork thing and clean underneath it, and I also took the time to clean off any of the spice bottles that I thought were like kind of sticky or gross in any way. You know, when you're cooking with things, I do think that they just kind of get like a film on them. So I tried to wipe off anything that had any dust, any kind of nastiness on it. This is another view of that same shelf, but these are the spices. Again, I learned that we have many more sauces than maybe we need at any given time, but we have a lot of peanut butter. We give our dogs like peanut butter treats in their Kongs and stuff, so we have a lot of spreads, sauces, spices, and I was realizing that I needed to move over the canned goods so that they could all fit in there. Finally, we are on the top shelf. This is where our baking stuff is going to go. We don't do a lot of baking, so there's not a lot that goes up there besides some flour and sugar and the kind of standard things you would need just in case you decided to start baking one day. Next to all of our baking stuff, I'm putting all of our dried cereals and things like oatmeal. Next to the cereal, we have all of the dog stuff. The label for the dog says Goof Troop because they are our little Goof Troop. This is where Jay comes in and talks me through the last little bits. I had to ask them if they wanted to keep any of the like bags and stuff we had accumulated. We probably had 2 bags of plastic bags, which we absolutely do not need. Finally, I get to put on my labels. I made all of these labels with a Dymo label maker. They're like $10 on Amazon. I just thought it would be a great way for me to get excited about labeling things, and it was. There she is, y'all. My beautiful clean pantry. I feel pretty good about it. From doing this, I realized a couple things. Now that we have everything like organized and categorized, we might need some deeper organizing with it. I think that there are like a lot of sauces and spreads and shit in there that I would prefer to have in like baskets or containers of some sort so that they're all just kind of like together, you know what I mean? But otherwise, I think I did a pretty good job. And also, it's nice to see how much stuff you have in your pantry. Like, I think Jay and I both thought we were out of Suddenly Salad 20 times and ended up just buying a ton of it. So now we know we don't need to do that. I was able to get rid of everything that was past its date. I know I said I was gonna not put soda in here, but until we get our refrigerator freezer out in the garage, I am thinking that since we have some room down there, I'm gonna use it. I do think that the cracker chips snack area is a little overfilled right now, but also our friend sent us a ton of stuff from Trader Joe's just like 2 weeks ago. So we had Trader Joe's explosion in our house, which means that our pantry is even more full than it usually is because we don't have a Trader Joe's where we live. I think that's it for today. If you liked this kind of video, if you liked hanging out with me while I cleaned and talk to you about why I'm cleaning certain things and all that kind of thing, let me know, because this is a great way for me to get motivated to organize and clean things. And I have a linen closet that could really get worked on. I am trying to do 1 video a week now. This one's a little late, but that means we're gonna have 2 this week, so that's great, right? Until next time, please make sure you like, comment, and subscribe, and I will see you then. Bye.